the next year, the third year, I finally got in.
Oh, you got in. So
you
tried out 3 times?
I did.
Wow, that's persistence.
Yeah, I've never gotten to do anything on the first try.
Oh, no, that's what it takes.
Welcome to the Red, Green, Blue podcast.
All right, we're here with Jeremy of Studio C on the RGB podcast. He is part of the internet phenom, Studio C, which has tens of millions of views or more. I don't know. Do you know what it's up to nowadays?
Billions.
Billions. It's in the billions.
It is.
Past the hundreds of millions even.
Yeah,
wow.
I think it's 2.5 billion.
They were featured on the Conan show and among many other accolades. And he was one of the founding members who really built it to what it is today, which is really something. And I've got to do these plugs because I always forget. 1, please like and subscribe for the video. I always forget that, but it really matters. We're small enough that we notice. And so if you do it, it's like awesome. We're getting like 60,000 views a month.
Oh, for real?
And more than that, this is a really cool statistic I saw. Our videos have a 60% retention rate for the long form videos. 60%.
Really?
Like they watch the whole hour. 60% of people start it. So anyway, if you're one of those people, like and subscribe because we kind of need that.
Where, like statistically, the region where
Oh, it's everywhere. It's everywhere.
Over?
Yeah.
Just people that have an interest in film and R's and G's.
In art. I mean, we're all over the place with the podcast. Like I interviewed like curator of visual art and stuff, but people are interested in it. And to me, we used to have like a 30% retention rate, which was astonishing, but now we're up to like 60.
I mean, 30% is pretty good too.
30% is great. Honestly, anything over 10%, I think is astonishing. For an hour long.
If anybody finishes it, it's like cool.
Yeah, no, usually they say, just so you guys know, like there's this graph in YouTube land if you have like a creator count, and it shows where in the video people quit watching. So you kind of like it starts at 100 and then goes down and then goes down. And you're just kind of sad if you have a video that goes like all the way to the ground before it finishes it.
Yeah.
But not our videos anymore. Really interesting.
That's great.
Anyway, so like and subscribe. Also, this podcast is brought to you by Redfinch Lab. RedfinchLab.com. You can process all your analog film there. Thank you. All right. So we're going to talk about Studio C first. So how did you get started in comedy? Like the very beginning. Can you be just when you're a little kiddo? Like
from when I was like a little kid?
Yeah.
I don't know. Well, my parents got divorced when I was 4-ish.
The beginning of many comedian.
Yeah. And then we were living in Hawaii at the time. And then my dad got custody of my sister and I. And my dad was in the Navy and he would be out to sea for 6 months at a time in the submarine division. And
wow, in submarine. So like he can't even like call you.
Yeah.
It's like 0.
Yeah. This is the 80s too.
Oh, the 80s. So it predates sat phones and stuff. Yeah.
No internet. No. Well, I mean, did Al Gore invent it at that point?
No. Yeah. So yeah, I forget. No, we were really disconnected. Yeah, back then.
We went to go live. Sorry, pardon me. A little burp bubble came up. My sister and I went to go live with my dad's parents in South Dakota. So we moved from Hawaii to South Dakota, and I guess I just tried to find joy in laughing at things. Or
so you lived in South Dakota? Okay, like it was a small town.
Yeah, 317 people.
Interesting.
There were 6 boys my age, including myself. But yeah, it was. I guess
tough times. But you found refuge in comedy.
Yeah. Then eventually. Finished school, became an adult, went to BYU, and joined. So I guess when I was in high school, I did our school talent show, and I didn't know what I was going to do. And then I don't remember everything that I said, but I know that I just ended it by just shoving my fist in my mouth in front of the whole school, and everybody was cheering. And
there you go.
And so I was like, oh, okay.
So physical humor with your break-in. Charlie Chaplin, I don't think ever did that.
Yeah. So when I got to BYU, I lived off campus. I was 17. And
wow, still a minor and living off campus.
Yeah, I remember asking one of my roommates, what do people do here for fun? And he was like, oh, we like to play Settlers of Catan and Nerds and like, you know, watch Princess Bride and all things that I was like, I don't know if I
want to do that.
That's not my thing.
Yeah.
And then he was like, oh, and there's Divine Comedy. And I was like, what's that? And he's like, it's a live sketch show. And I was like, oh, that sounds interesting.
Yeah.
And I remember going to my first Divine Comedy show that fall semester.
So what year was that?
This was in 2003.
Okay, yeah. So just for the record, my family is heavily involved with Divine Comedy. My mom was faculty advisor. My brother was president. I wrote a lot of skits. And
I was in Divine Comedy with your sister.
Oh, and my sister was in it forever.
Yeah.
She was in it for like 10 years because she went to graduate school at BYU.
I think we finished at the same time.
Did you?
Yeah. She was a grad student. I was an undergrad.
Yeah, really. So. She's hilarious. She was like, when she was teaching, she had teaching responsibilities, part of being graduate student. She's like, my students are going to see me painted green as an Oompa Loompa. And then they're going to be teaching them.
And they're just standing on the stage going like this.
Yeah, like being a comedic performer. Yeah, she's like, this is a problem. But anyway. So that you went 2003. What was that?
I think the Divine Comedy headliner that I saw that year was the Lord of the Engagement Ring. And the format of like the Divine Comedy shows was like there's a bunch of sketches and stuff that were kind of, you know, playing off of current events, pop culture, campus life, all that jazz. Yeah. But then each show would be anchored by a headliner parody of something. And that one was called The Lord of the Engagement Ring, Return of the Missionary. Because
it's Return of the King.
Return of the King was coming out around then. And they had done all of them at that point, you know, that was the final one.
Yeah. And a fun fact about those skits is they were written by Brandon Mull, who's a major fantasy author now, like a New York Times bestselling fantasy author. Again, just for the audience. Yeah. Jeremy knew that. I knew that, but he launched a career of him.
Everything is connected.
It's all connected. It's one little small world in the art world.
Yeah.
But those were very popular. Like that's when I was involved, and they were selling out all the tickets. They would sell like 5,000 tickets in 1 hour, which think the campus body is 30,000 students. So that's amazing.
And that's like buying things in person.
Like, it was online.
Waiting in line.
Yeah. In the student center, they'd have to wait at the desk and there'd be like a line. You just see that line and be like, what the heck?
It's crazy.
Yeah.
We used to be a society.
Yeah. Yeah. No, it's true. Oh gosh. Don't get me started on that.
I do miss the community of it. I remember that same year, like that January, I went to my first Sundance. And I remember camping out to buy tickets to go see Napoleon Dynamite.
Did you get tickets?
No. So amazing. I told some kid, I was talking to some people from Stanford, right, like in the line with me. Yeah. And they're like, what do you want to go? What are you trying to get tickets for? I was like, I want to go see Napoleon Dynamite. It was made by this guy named Jared Hess. He went to BYU and he made an incredible short film. I didn't know Jared.
I had some classes with him, but
my friend. So when I moved to Provo, I wanted to be a filmmaker, and so randomly, my next door neighbor was this guy named Jeff Gustafson, and he was like, "Oh, I'm a film student," and he's like, "You got to watch this." The very first thing, like I'm literally just like moved into my apartment, and within 2 hours. My neighbor had shown me Palooka, the short that Napoleon Dynamite was based on, and it just loved it ever since. But anyways, I was waiting in line to buy tickets to go to see the premiere of Napoleon Dynamite and told the people in line in front of me about it. And then they bought all the tickets right before I got to it, and I didn't get a ticket.
They bought them all? So they're like scalpers?
Well, they went to it, but like they bought the tickets because I had talked about the film.
So because you talked it up. Like, hey, Lucas, the best short.
And then they got the last tickets in front of me.
Oh, man.
You know, it's not like they bought 100 and something tickets.
That's a weird.
You know, there's scarcity and stuff.
Yeah.
But I did end up like, but you know, that community of waiting in line.
No. Honestly, the app destroyed Sundance. When they came out with the app and you could just like see if you could get in through the mobile app rather than have to go and stand in line and wait.
Oh yeah.
For the standby tickets.
Yeah. And like, even like with concerts nowadays, like people are like no one's here until like the thing. And there's not a lot of presence.
No. Well, and also it's a way for like, you can pay with your time rather than with money. You know, like, and when, especially if it's like you're a really dedicated fan, you will pay with your time.
Well, it's like waiting up front at the gate at a concert.
Yeah.
Like I want to be up close. So, now that I'm older, I don't do that as much. But when I was younger,
and also, you have not as much time when you're a kid. Like you don't have money, but you have time.
Yeah.
And so you can, you know, camp out.
That's true.
But yeah.
But do people still do those things?
I don't think so. I mean, because it's just, they don't want them to do it because they don't want people hanging out in front of the store.
Because like I remember trying to buy tickets for Oasis, and like it was just, you get in this digital queue and you just sit there and you're at your desk and you're like, all right, numbers 130,000.
Boring. No, in fact, I remember the opening, the first of the new Star Wars, the old new Star Wars, whatever, Phantom Menace. Anyway,
I waited in line for that all day.
Yeah, that was like the end of the waiting in the line.
Yeah, I loved it. The
line was better than the movie.
It was
so much fun.
It was one of the first times I ever did that. And it was because I was 14. Yeah, I was 14. It was great. Anyways, I digress.
So back to Divine Comedy. So you're like, dude, I want to be a part of this phenom.
Oh, yes.
So did you come audition? Who auditioned you?
I went, how did that happen? You were
Joel. Joel was the president.
Joel Hilton was, because he got in that semester when I was a freshman.
Yeah.
Because he lived in the apartment by me. And then I left for 2 years to serve a mission for the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints. And when I got home, I auditioned with my old roommate from when I was 17 named Ryan Croker. I don't know if you ever knew Ryan.
Yes, I vaguely remember him. He was like a writer guy too.
Yeah, he was a writer. But we auditioned together, and Joel was still in the group at that point. And Ryan got in and I didn't, which is fine. And then the next year, I auditioned again and I made it to callbacks, but then I didn't get in. And that was when I was in auditions with Matt Meese and Natalie.
Oh, so you were in auditions with them. So you got in the same time.
So I didn't get in at the same time.
Oh, you didn't?
They got in at that time at callbacks and I didn't. I remember the last sketch we did during like the callback show was doing callbacks. I think it culminated in playing a game of Red Rover, and I was Prince, and they called Prince to come over, and I couldn't break through the line.
Oh,
and I don't know the end of it, but I just remember it was a Red Rover game involving Prince. Or
Prince, the artist formerly known as Prince.
Yeah.
Okay.
Should have been called Purple Rover.
Purple Rover. Come over, Purple Rover. Yeah.
Yeah. But, R.I.P.
Oh, yeah.
So,
yeah.
And then, the next year, the third year, I finally got in.
Oh, you got in. So you tried out 3 times?
I did.
Wow, that's persistence.
Yeah. I've never gotten to do anything on the first try.
No, that's what it takes.
Outside of, I guess, my marriage,
She let's marry this guy.
First marriage.
Your first marriage, and you're still on your first marriage.
Yeah.
It's an achievement.
Still on it, yeah. But yeah.
No, that's cool. So then you're a part of the group, and you guys were really, really tighter than kind of I don't want to say my era, but you kind of that era before you. I feel like you're really good friends.
Yeah, and I think that
and I do think in part it's because you were in a BYUSA club. I think it's because you were coincidentally. There's a bit of a scandal with this comedy. I won't get into details. Yeah. If you know, you know. Yeah. Well, but they were part of the student association. Now you're class. Yeah. So you had more adult direct supervision. You were class. Yeah. Like you had a teacher. And also the department took the money.
Yeah.
So they had like an invest because we were making tons of money. And that was part of the thing. We had we'd end our account after a series of shows. We have $40,000-$50,000 in it. And we're like, whoa, what do we do with this? And so there was some people wanted to start charities. Some people wanted to pay themselves, even though you're not supposed to. Yeah.
Maybe that's one reason why it made it easier for us to be like, yeah, we're here. We're
you didn't
here.
Control the money.
It's a class and it's just cool. People are coming. Yeah.
Money corrupts everything.
We're doing it because we really wanted to, and we all liked it, and wanted to,
Yeah, well, and also the money just was off the table. The money went to a scholarship fund or something, which probably got pretty big after a while.
Probably. I know that we also got, I mean, we would get to go on like educational trips. We went to Las Vegas, which I didn't like.
I remember that. My sister told me about that trip.
Yeah. And then we went to, did you go to, we went to LA and we did a workshop at the IO West, the Improv Olympic West Theater, and that was fine. Then we did another workshop at the Comedy Store, and I remember these guys that were there were telling us, this is in 2010, and they're like MySpace is the future. You've got to get the word out about your shows on MySpace, and we were like, no, that's not how we do it. Yeah. And also, I just remember him also saying, I think he was drunk as well. The guy giving us the workshop. I don't remember who it was.
Classic comedian showing up to work drunk.
And anyways, yeah, the workshop was not great. And so when we left, we got in the van and all of us were like, huh, that was weird.
We came all the way here. Yeah. But honestly, there's value in that.
But then the head of the Comedy Store came out and gave us an envelope. He gave us our money back.
Are you serious?
Yeah, he gave us the money back, and then we went to Disneyland.
Well, that's great.
And then I think because we went to Disneyland with that money, because it came back and like, I think there was some
How much money was it?
Oh, I don't know.
It was like a couple thousand?
Yeah, it was enough to pay for all of us to go to Disneyland.
So, yeah, jeez, I'm glad that was very good of him.
Yeah. There was an issue with, I think, another like comedy club at BYU at the time.
Oh no, that's the Garings.
Well, no, like
the Garins?
No, it was a comedy club that was currently at BYU with us at the same time. Oh, really? And okay, and I think we don't have to say the name. one of their people found out that we went, and I guess I was done and I was like graduated at this point, but I heard that like they complained and stuff, and then
I'll see. There you go.
And then eventually, I mean, BYU came down on Divine Comedy, and
oh, really? Because of that trip to Disneyland?
That's what I heard.
Yeah. Well,
but it doesn't really matter at this point.
Well, because you're not there, but it kind of still does matter.
Well, eventually, I guess they couldn't do that anymore, or go on trips.
Well, field trips are hard.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, again, and also the big thing.
It's also not a class anymore. It went back to being a club.
Well, I think it's because they quit making as much money. I mean, again, there was just dollar signs. Like when we were going through this process, they're like, they're so nice to take us. Like, we make $100,000 a year. Yeah, they're going to take us. Yeah, but yeah, but now they don't make money.
I was unaware of that. Really, yeah. I mean, I obviously knew that we're selling all these tickets and stuff, but I just I guess the money just goes back into this pot. That,
well, they were creating. I hope they were creating scholarships with it, but I wonder if that's stuck. Anyway. Departments are weird. I actually used to teach at BYU.
Oh, you did?
Yeah. When I started teaching there, I said, "Oh, do you have any equipment for the students?" And they're like, "Yeah, here you go." And it was like a sheet of like all this camera equipment. And the professor, who has retired, but still, said, "Yeah, I don't think many students know we even have this gear."
That's crazy. Anyway. Because I was in the film program at BYU, and there were a lot of hoops and stuff that you had to jump through to get equipment, but I knew where the equipment was, but you had to be approved to
but there was a way to get it this way. There's just not even a mechanism for students to check this gear out.
It sounds like, well, they're violating the rule of law. You have to inform people.
Well, no, again, professors, you think that they're there to help the students, but they're not. Especially if you go to school in the arts, you're just kind of think my teacher really is interested in helping himself, and things will make a lot more sense.
Yeah.
To me, in art, I mean, I don't know about film, but in art, they never told you, I remember finishing being like, okay, so how do you get a job? They never even mentioned.
Oh, they didn't tell us that.
Yeah. How do you we'd never mentioned this part.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel like at BYU, I learned how to make things, and I learned why to make things.
Yeah.
I feel like, BYU TMA department in the film program, at least when I was there, was very heavy into critical studies and analysis and stuff. And I really appreciate that.
No, it's good. I mean, honestly, I hear people complain, like the film program. I took 15 credit hours in BYU film program, and I thought it was actually pretty. Like they taught you how to think about stuff, and that's the hard part in film.
My biggest complaint was that to learn like any, at least at the time, to learn any other thing. Like I wanted to learn After Effects, but everything, the classes were, there was like TMA 315. And then there were different sections, and it was, and like everything that you would ever want to learn in film was all TMA 315, but whatever section was the specificity of it. And for some, I couldn't ever understand like which one I was supposed to take, or because it wasn't ever really clear to me.
Yeah.
Incidentally, I just filled that 300 level credit with Divine Comedy, and so being in Divine Comedy helped me graduate. So
there you go.
It worked out for me. Because not everybody in Divine Comedy was a TMA major, so it was more of just a elective that they did that didn't contribute to their like degree, but mine did.
No, you should. Everyone should be. If you're in Divine Comedy, you might as well get credit for what you're doing.
Yeah. And so, I mean, everybody got a credit, but
credit counts towards your major.
Yeah.
You know?
Oh, yeah.
Like, I mean, I'd just be an acting major and you're already acting, you know.
But like if you're a finance major, getting like 3 credits in Divine Comedy is just like kind of an extra thing that's not going to it.
Yeah. Well, I mean, that's the gorgeous thing about BYU is that like, I mean, for me, like I worked at BYU Publications and Graphics. I didn't learn anything in my major, but I worked on BYU Magazine and I learned tons. Like I would go, in retrospect, I'd go and do my job and then we'd come back about theoretically doing it. I wish I had just majored in philosophy and worked at BYU Publication Graphics.
In BYU Magazine, there's the death notices at the end of every one.
Oh, is there?
How do they find out like that these people died? Do they?
I think actually you can just write in.
Do they call? Oh, so a family member notifies
them, or they were like a donor, and they were kind of like there's like in any university is like a kind of a donor network.
Okay,
but I had a friend like he sold a company for, I don't know, like $700 million. Like he's my old roommate. He's like, he is some medical software company. Yeah, no, it's cool. But anyway, he was written up in BYU Magazine for it. And I was like, how did they do that? Did they just find out? And he's like, no, I wrote them and told them I did it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. No, so I mean, I think, you can't even just say like, by the way, BYU Magazine, I've done this. And if it's notable, they'll include you.
Huh.
For previous alumni.
Yeah. I should take advantage of that.
No, you should. My dream. In fact, people ask you.
Should I? So if I told them, hey, I'm dead, would they list me in the deaths at the back?
Well, but then you'd never work again. No, I'm sure. Especially being part of BYU.
Assume a new identity.
New identity.
I was on the cover of a BYU magazine.
Well, there you go. See, that's the dream. For Studio C?
Yeah, for a 200th episode.
200th episode. Yeah, because that was part of BYU TV, of course.
Yeah.
So how did you make the transition from comedy group to being on BYU TV? And then this was really early on in YouTube, so you guys really caught a wave in a way.
So with that, in the summer of 2011, BYU Broadcasting had just built a brand new building. Mm-hmm. They used to be in South Provo, almost in Springville. And they built a new building, and they were looking for new programming and stuff. And Matt Meese, I think, if I remember correctly, Matt Meese invited Jared Shores, who had a job as a producer, or he was an assistant at the time maybe, to Scott Swafford at BYU TV.
Yeah, he's still around. I work with him at Redfinch Rental. I mean, he's a client of Redfinch Rental.
Yeah. I got some Bond Me with Jared last year.
Mm-hmm.
Good old.
No, he's a good guy. So he was a producer at BYU TV.
Yeah,
and so he was.
He came to a Divine Comedy show, saw how exciting it was.
So he was kind of like the show runner in a way.
So I believe the credited people on the beginning of the credits is created by Jared Shores and Matt Meese.
Yeah. Well, Matt, he was like the student comedy side.
Yeah.
He was like the BYU TV side.
Yeah. And so we got approval to work on. We couldn't call it a pilot. We called it a capture. I don't exactly know why, but that's the verbiage they used. So the summer of 2011, there were 6 of us that worked together to kind of come up with the material and to cull through things. And
so you went through your previous skits.
Yeah, and I think some of them were new for written for it, but we shot the the pilot or the camp, you know.
Yeah.
I'm going to call it a pilot. We shot that in, I want to say like early November.
But you weren't thinking pilot. You were just thinking, oh, we're going to record the same thing we always do probably at this point, right?
Yeah. And if you, I don't even know if that's online, but that looked like we had built sets and then just turned them around and shot behind the set with like the exposed wood and all the cables and stuff. It reminded me of, there was a Nickelodeon show when I was a kid called Roundhouse. It was a variety and sketch show. It's a precursor to All That. But it was kind of like this black box theater, kids like hanging out and doing sketches and stuff.
Sketches, yeah. So you didn't have props and stuff. You didn't really have much of a budget.
We had a little.
Budget
We had some of this
one?
stuff. Oh, I don't even know. I think I got paid like $70.
Well, you got paid $70, but could you did you have like professional camera team?
I mean, it was the same like cameras and stuff that the studio had.
They're just in-house cameras.
And I believe like the name of the show initially was Common Room.
Yeah.
And I remember there was a lot of rubber ducks in the branding and like our heads cut out, the kind of like After Effects going like this with some rubber ducks and stuff.
So you're like bobbling head.
Yeah. But like, you know, our fan base showed up to that. And
so the Divine Comedy
fan base
showed up,
and you know, the diehard fans that we had from when we were, you know, college kids. And they came and that was great. And they saw that, and eventually, I don't know who made the decision and the approval, but they approved it to go to be a series, you know?
Yeah.
And then that, the summer of 2012 is when we actually really kind of started filming the first season.
Really?
And the show got renamed to Studio C, because I think the Common Room might have been a name of something else. Like it was a Harry Potter reference, but it might have been some like name of some kind of political show as well. And just to avoid the confusion, it eventually landed on Studio C just because that was the room.
The room.
That makes sense. It was the titular studio. Yeah. It was the biggest studio on. Actually, it might not be the biggest studio. It was the one that had like an audience stuff there.
When you think about Saturday Night Live, is like it tells you its time slot.
Yeah.
Saturday Night Live is never going to be moved to Tuesday night because it's called Saturday Night Live.
Yeah. And so, you know, it's the most simple, basic name and stuff. And when you hear Saturday Night Live, if you just read that without any knowledge of that, it doesn't necessarily read comedy.
Yeah. No, it's true. So, it's not.
But we know what it is because of it.
Yeah.
But in
the era of broadcast TV, when they launched it, that was a genius title.
Yeah.
Because they could just, when to tune in. Right?
Yeah,
There was no delayed broadcast back then.
Not ready for prime time players.
No, but Studio C, you know where you're at. You're in Studio C. They film in Studio C, but then you guys started filming on location a lot and stuff.
Yeah. So, we did that. It was the early days. It was sometimes hard to get people to like show up, you know, to like
for the live performances.
And like viewership, you know, eventually grew and stuff. But nothing
for in front of the live studio audience.
Yeah, nothing. Well, I guess most things aren't successful right out of the gate. You know,
no, I mean, of course not. No,
you have to pick up the pace and slowly hit the stride and stuff like that. And that's what happened. I think the very first sketch that of the show ever and the broadcast, I am a Ninja Turtle at a Halloween dance, and there's another Ninja Turtle there, a young woman dressed as a Ninja Turtle, and we see each other across the room. And we dance with each other, and we get close, and we take off our masks, and we realize that we're siblings.
Oh God, that is some weird joke. Are you serious? That is hilarious.
That's the very first sketch of the show. But yeah, then we started posting them on YouTube.
Yeah,
probably a little bit after, you know. I think the show premiered in October of 2012. And it just slowly built momentum and stuff like that. And I remember you know, in like 2014 or something, like, you know, 3 years after we like had initially even started trying to make the show.
Yeah.
We were still hoping that something that we made would hit 1 million views. And we put a lot of effort into these musical sketches based around like the Hunger Games, and thinking that that was going to be like the one that, and so they went all in and, you know, really like heavily documented the making of and stuff like that. And then, you know, it was fine. Like they weren't bad sketches, but they didn't take off. Yeah. And I remember one night in like probably like November of 2014, sitting in like the BYU TV break room, and somebody came in and said, this sketch that we just posted suddenly had like a lot of views. And we're like, huh. And we looked at where it's coming from. And they're like, oh, it's coming from like Slovenia or somewhere in Eastern Europe. Yeah. And it was a Scott Sterling sketch where Scott Sterling, the soccer goalie.
That one is incredible. That one made it all over. Yeah.
Yeah. And
Matt Mee stars in that.
Yeah. And that was, I've just never really thought about the fact that, oh yeah, soccer is the most popular sport in the world.
In the world, yeah.
And so, like,
and honestly, nobody had done that before.
Yeah.
Like, so Scott Sterling, I'll just paraphrase the skit, is like, he's a goalie who just keeps getting hit in the head like a ridiculous amount of times, like 100 times. He's damaged, but he keeps on going on being goalie despite the impacts.
Yeah.
So,
well, and anyway. I'm his medical trainer that just keeps him in.
Just keeps him in. Oh yeah, so he's never taken out.
Yeah.
So like, it's just
he wants to leave.
He wants to leave. He keeps getting thrown back.
Eventually, he's like crawling away, and then the ball hits the crossbar, and then he turns around and it hits him in the face one final time.
There we go. Yeah. So it's not like that's something. I mean, it's just so beyond absurd. And the comedy is like, oh my goodness, he just keeps on getting hit in the head. Because it's not like if you're a goalie, you really get hit in the head that much ever.
I think there was some reports in like Europe that reported that he had passed away.
Scott Sterling.
Yeah. Well, and I think one reason that it was so successful and so shareable, and why people immediately resonated and didn't just like click away, was because it was not shot like a cinematic film or anything like that. It was shot like an actual soccer game broadcast.
Yeah.
And so there's this element of the reality and the familiar, and then we're like, oh, wait, that's not supposed to happen.
This is a skit. Yeah, yeah. No,
that's crazy that happened. But, you know, every year somebody gets hit in the face in a Premier League thing, and you go down like in the first 10 comments or something, or tweet replies or et cetera. There's always somebody saying Scott Sterling.
Yeah, no, it was like a thing. It's even like expression. Major League Soccer reposted it. This was when it's really going viral. I was amazed. I follow soccer, and it was everywhere.
Yeah.
So it's neat.
So, you know, soccer.
So that took you guys off.
Yeah.
So that probably built up all your other channels. Well, yeah, right? Because all your other content.
Because we had already had this library of things that we had already been working on that necessarily wasn't like, you know, it wasn't viral or anything like that. But that one was. And then people that viewed that then went back and discovered. And people still today are like discovering Studio C and stuff. Like I haven't been on Studio C for 6 years or 7 years now. But people still are like discovering it and discovering all the work that we have done before. And
lives on.
It's cool. Yeah. You know, so there's that.
That's good. So Jeremy's unique in that he writes and performs. If you know, like a lot of your favorite comedians, actually, you'd be surprised they don't write much of their stuff. But he does both. So anyway, tell me about the process of writing a skit.
I mean, it starts with just the idea of like,
which you just kind of get randomly. You're like just around with your kids. Well, or whatever.
I know one sketch that I wrote. I like to look at the news and see what, you know, and there was a thing celebrating a very famed crime scene photographer, and I was like, oh, that would be a funny sketch to write. like what if a crime scene photographer kind of took over like a wedding photographer does and like kind of arranges everything and stuff like that and interfering with the investigation and stuff. So, I mean, that's one sketch that I wrote that came up with like the news or something happens to you or, you know, you working through things. I remember, so my wife got hit by a car in 2010 by a guy on heroin. And I was done with school at that point. And my two best friends and I decided to make some, you know, YouTube sketches to form a little sketch comedy troupe of the three of us called the Angel Merkerker. And all the sketches that I wrote during that time were heavily influenced by Dario Argento films and just the feeling of despair and anger that I felt.
No, that's so random and senseless. Yeah.
And so, you know, that's where, you know, comedy can be therapeutic as well. You can get some ideas out and stuff. But at the guy's sentencing, he got off, you know. I used the phrase that the judge used.
What did he say?
He's a good kid who just made a bad mistake. And I was
hitting my wife and permanently changing her.
Which, you know, he did make a mistake. He didn't intend that.
Yeah. But nobody intends to do that.
And he's probably not a bad kid. Well, he wasn't a kid. So
how old was he?
he was an adult. He was like 23 or something like that. Regardless.
You know, all those ads I see about don't drive on heroin.
Yeah.
You know, like, well, remember kids, don't drive on heroin.
Yeah. Well, I think, you know, maybe we need more of those.
No, it'd be hilarious because they just assume you won't. But maybe we need to be informed.
Well, it's like any sign on anything that you're like, that's weird. It's because somebody did it.
Yeah.
You're like, don't feed the animals, which I guess that's probably not a great example because that's a common thing. But I don't know the most absurd sign I've ever seen, but, you know, rules of like, you know, please don't place your hands in the bottom of the exhaust pipes, you know?
Yeah.
It's like, okay.
Someone at one point has done that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But all that is to say that I think comedy has been really beneficial to me to help like make sense of the world and to get my feelings out and move past, you know, sad moments.
No, it's true. And I do think that's one of the main things about comedy.
I don't know if that necessarily answers your question. The question was, how do you write?
No, how do you process? No, that's it. No, I think that's a big part of what art does. I mean, that's for me. Like, I remember, like, I did a comedic short film that got into a whole bunch of festivals, and I had broken up with my girlfriend.
And a balloon one with Alex Curie.
Oh, yeah. That's the one. Tolerance. Yeah. Anyway, it was like the beginning of that skit was I was like, I'm gonna like do a skit where he only talks with postcards because me and my girlfriend, we only talked through emails when we were breaking up. And I was like, and my brother who was like assisting me with it, he's like, no, that's dumb. I'm like, nope, we're going to do it. And it worked out.
And sometimes, you know, you're going to have naysayers and stuff because they don't see the vision or whatever you have. And maybe you are like, maybe your vision's not great, you know, because sometimes that's true too.
Yeah.
But like it's finding that balance of, do we listen to somebody talking us out of something that they don't understand what we're trying to go for?
Yeah.
Or do we just try to get it in a place where it is like more presentable and stuff and be like, this is what I'm talking about. And then get people to be like, oh, I understand now, you know? No,
it's true. Well, also I think it's partially having the skill. I mean, I do think there's like, what is it? Artist therapy. I mean, you see movies like this in the independent film world or something, where it's like, whoa, that guy, breakups are a big one, coincidentally. But like you watch Tolerance, you don't get, oh, this is about a breakup. But it is. The whole movie's about a breakup. But it's funny. But like having the maturity to like not just to kind of like have it in there and inform it, but not have it be everything. And also not like forcing the audience to deal with your problems because they don't want to deal with your problems.
Yeah.
But it can kind of help you with the structure and connect things for it. But yeah.
Art and comedy.
Yeah, in fact, so like Tolerance is about a guy trying to win the love of a girl, and he ends up liking her, and they talk through postcards. I mean, it's really quite simple. And but yeah, there you have it. But that was the beginning.
Did that play at Slam Dance? Or
yeah, I played at Slam. I played in tons of film festivals. It got into Slam Dance, and I didn't realize this was unique because it was my first movie I'd ever done. It played at Slam Dance.
That's a big deal.
Yeah, no, it's huge. It's an Academy Award nominating festival. The guy who played right before me, I saw him at the Academy Awards. And anyway, so he was like, I was like, oh my goodness, I sat next to that guy and his film screened right before me. So yeah, if you get an Academy Award nominating festival, like it's huge. Again, it was my first movie. But then after I got in, it got into like 100 other film festivals.
Dude, film festivals are
it was great because people go to those festivals to program their other festivals. And it just had in fact, I even showed it at a film festival just a couple of years ago. Like someone emailed me.
Oh, really?
Said,
like
hey,
years
can I
later?
show this? I'm like, yeah, sure.
Because that's from like 2005.
Yeah, ages ago, 20 years ago. I'm like, whatever. Yeah, go ahead, show it. So anyway, yeah, I think like particularly with comedy, it's, you know, an art is like not just being like a therapy session, a public therapy session, like having the skill with the medium to kind of make it work more for the audience.
Well, and like for people to, well, one reason why I think Scott Sterling was so internationally like right away accepted for comedy is because it's physical. Yeah. It transcends language.
No, it does.
And like the visuals and physical things transcends language.
Like Buster Keaton kind of.
Yeah. Clever plays on words work in the language that you have to have an understanding of the language. And, you know, the audience has to have some kind of frame of reference for people to interact with it.
Yeah. One, also the time period. Yeah. I mean, you see this, I feel like Danny Kaye is still pretty funny, but Bob Hope, most of his jokes are kind of lost to time. Like you'll watch Bob Hope and like, it won't make you laugh, but Danny Kaye will. Who's like a physical comedian. I don't know. He's in White Christmas.
It wasn't he the original Walter Mitty?
Yeah, he was. Yeah. He was a big star during that time. And again, it's like you watch movies from the 50s and most of the jokes fall flat. Yeah. Except for Danny Kaye.
We recently went to the Silent Film Museum in the Niles district of Fremont, California. Have you ever been there?
No, I haven't. I have to check it out.
SNA Studios, where Charlie Chaplin got his start. It was really cool. Yeah. And went into the theater that they would project things, saw the original projector. It was really great. Really amazing. Really incredible. Bought a Metropolis shirt and bought a Charlie Chaplin.
I'm a huge silent film fan, so that's great.
I just love movies in general, man. So
yeah. No, movies are great. Yeah.
I just want to keep making them. So
that's the hard thing, is to be able to keep making them.
Yeah.
But yeah. So you saw that. So who are your favorite silent film comedians?
Buster Keaton. Yeah. And Chaplin is like, Chaplin stayed in the consciousness, it seems more, but Buster Keaton really is just as good. In fact, if you haven't seen Buster Keaton, audience, Jackie Chan really draws a lot from Buster Keaton. Yeah. So if you've seen Jackie Chan, you've kind of watched Buster Keaton. The Buster Keaton movie I've watched the most is Go West.
Oh yeah. No, that's a good one.
Yeah. Because I was using it as inspiration and seeing what was done before when we made our own version of a Go West.
Go West, you did. Yeah. You're right. You have a movie called Go West.
2023 release.
2023, yeah. Check it. Where can you get it?
You can watch it on
Amazon.
Amazon. You can watch it on probably Google Play, YouTube Movies, iTunes, Apple TV, all those things. I do think it's streaming for free with ads on Plex.
Oh, there you go.
But yeah, I'm proud of that
movie. No, that's neat to have a movie
It's hard
out.
to make a movie. Yeah.
So how did you go from being on Studio C to making movies and stuff?
So, well, I studied film at BYU and like made films and stuff throughout the whole thing. And I directed a lot of sketches for Studio C as well. But then in 2018, myself and the original cast, the all 10 of us, decided to step away and to form our own new company to start working on other projects to be able to do other stuff. Yeah. Called JK Studios. And through that, we've done a few series, Loving Life, which is kind of like a parody and send up of like lifestyle vloggers and influencers. Oh yeah. And then we made a show called Freelancers, which I think is very funny.
So it's like an office comedy.
Yeah. It's about five best friends who are trying to make it they want to be filmmakers, but they run a small ad agency, and the clients that they have to interact with and all that jazz.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah. And then we made in 2023, which is when it came out. So in 2022, we made a film called Go West, which is a parody, satire of the Oregon Trail of settlers leaving Independence, Missouri, and traveling west to go to a better life in Oregon. So,
there you go.
We wanted to have it be, we all really liked, Monty Python and the big influence on us, and how they had made films and stuff, and kind of wanted to make our American version.
No, and you took a period of history.
Holy
That's
Grail.
a good way. And
Yeah.
So that's how Monty Python would do it. Like, so Holy Grail is like they took medieval, Life of Brian, they took Jesus Christ era. Yeah.
The crazy thing,
coincidentally, they did not do Jesus Christ because they thought, oh, he's saying good stuff.
Yeah.
So they'd we'll just make fun of like the Romans and the Jews and all that.
Yeah.
That dynamic of occupied Israel.
Yeah.
Okay, occupied Jerusalem.
Yeah. You can make fun of the government.
You can make fun of the government. Yeah, exactly. So they built the aqueducts.
Yeah. Universal.
Yeah.
Nobody wants to be, nobody wants to be governed. Nobody wants to be told what to do.
Particularly by conquering Romans.
Yeah. But last summer we went on a road trip with my kids, and we stopped by an Oregon Trail thing, and just part of the Oregon Trail, and we parked and we started hiking and stuff. And I was walking around and I found this little grave site, and I was like, oh my gosh, this is like what we had built for Go West. Having never seen that, I was like, oh, I'm happy that we were fairly accurate to this. And then there was another thing. There was a big plaque of people on the Oregon Trail, and then in the sky they were painted like they were like the pioneers and stuff painted down, looking at them like Mufasa in The Lion King. Yeah. And there's another moment like that in Go West, which having never been to these places and then seeing it later on, I was happy with how accurate we got it.
There you go.
There's also inaccuracies about it because it's obviously
it's a comedy. It doesn't need to be accurate.
Yeah, but a lot of comedy comes from the fact that what something's supposed to be like, and it's not like that.
Exactly. Yeah,
it's the unexpected.
Especially with the West being so prominent now with Tyler Sheridan and all that. And his new westerns.
Yeah, westerns, man. I'm very proud of that film. Check it out.
No, I think I'm proud that you made it.
Yeah.
It's hard to make a movie.
I've made two.
You made two? Yeah. What was the other one you made?
The other one is called Villains, Inc.
So, I've heard about that.
Yeah, we started shooting that in February of 2020. In March of 2020, a global pandemic happened, I'm sure.
I might have heard a bit about that, actually, yeah.
I'm sure everyone is familiar with that, but our production...
Oh, it shut down mid-shutdown.
We got shut down.
I remember hearing about that.
We got shut down during the pandemic, and then eventually... we're able to finish it in 2022, like a full 2 years later.
Oh gosh, were you able to get the same cast and everything? Because it's hard to schedule actors. I mean, that's one of the big problems of film production. So you got them, and then all of a sudden you don't.
There are 3 roles that we had to recast.
Really? Oh, you had to recast.
Yeah.
Did you have to reshoot their stuff and everything?
To reshoot one scene.
Oh, geez.
But that it happens. But yeah, it's also a comedy. I'm very proud of that as well. So, and it played at the Austin Film Festival.
Oh, neat.
It played at the Boston Sci-Fi Film Festival. It played at the Midwest Weird Fest. Played a handful of festivals and stuff. Got a good reception and got released. And now we're currently figuring out how to finish getting the deliverables of Blu-rays and stuff, the physical discs. And
stuff.
Really? Yeah, together. Okay. So, but
that's great.
But that's streaming on. I mean, you can get that on digital platforms as well.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Well, stars Colin Mockery and Jason Gray and Mallory Everton, who are original cast members of Studio C with me. We were all in Divine Comedy together as well.
That's a long time. Yeah. You guys have known each other for a really long time at this point.
Well, yeah. I mean, it's
worked together.
Yeah,
it's amazing being able to stick together.
I feel very fortunate to have found friends and collaborators that I've been able to work with, and to we can support each other and lift where we stand and all that stuff, because a lot of people don't get that. And I feel very fortunate. And it's like the Beatles. I'm not saying that we're the Beatles, but I think the Beatles were like the greatest band of all time.
Yeah.
And they all had great, successful solo careers and stuff, but they, the magic of them being together and the friendship and stuff and the heartbreakingness of when they broke up, you know? And stuff.
Yeah.
But like, speaking of breaking up and getting back to like Oasis getting back together, I've been really happy about
You've been happy about that.
I'm very excited to see Oasis this year.
Oh, let's talk about your band for a bit. You were in Battle of the Bands with Imagine Dragons. Yeah, I got to hear that story.
Yeah, I was in the Battle of the Bands against Imagine Dragons. My friend Chris Deuce and I, who was one of my friends, he still is one of my friends, but he's one of the friends that I started the sketch group, the Angel McCurker, with. And he produced my capstone film at BYU as well. We were film students, and we started a band called Hot Parents, and we played the Battle of the Bands. We were in the finals of Muse Music Battle of the Bands, which is a venue that used to be here in Provo. Yeah. And incidentally, I had to leave my second Divine Comedy show. We were doing a parody of Casino Royale called Nickelcade Royale, and I played a mime in it. And when I finished my last scene, I didn't have any lines because it was a mime. When I finished my last scene, I just left. So I wasn't there for like the curtain call of that Divine Comedy show because I had to go play the finals of the Battle of the Bands. And I showed up and I was just dressed like a mime, just like full makeup and everything.
That's so funny.
Yeah, played the show. I remember, I think,
just go with the vibe.
Yeah,
they just think that's the look of your band.
Yeah, I think one of our judges was Tyler Glenn from Neon Trees.
Oh wow!
And I remember we lost that Battle of the Bands, but we made it to the finals, right? And then we tried to we asked to see our like judge scores and stuff, and one of them didn't even fill it out.
Oh, jerk.
I don't know. I don't think it was Tyler. If it was, it's okay. It's been like 17 years.
17 years.
We're friends. So it's like, that's funny. But that we were beat by a band called the Yaks. The Yaks won that night. And then at the Velour Battle of the Bands in 2008, on Tuesday, like it's Monday, Friday, Monday through Friday is like, you know, qualifying bands. And on Saturday night, it's the finals. We played on Tuesday. And it was us, the Yaks, who beat us in the other Battle of the Bands, and then Imagine Dragons, who had just won the BYU Battle of the Bands. And then I don't know who the other band was, but I remember being backstage with everybody and just thinking, oh, whoever wins tonight is probably going to win everything. And Imagine Dragons won that night, and we went to went and saw them play again at the finals. They won that. And then they just became the biggest band in the world. Yeah,
for like a decade. Yeah. So you said their look was different? Like they handed out...
Yeah, so it was a different...
What was their sound like back then?
It was kind of...
They're hard to find out. I call them like rock synth pop.
Yeah, it wasn't like that. I don't think they had a synthesizer. It was all... I just remember them handing out like little fake mustaches and like little barbershop quartet like party favor hats to people. And I just have a distinct memory of Dan being like, oh.
It's the beginning of it. Did he have a shirt off?
No,
he was still clothed during that point.
I think then that song was called Living Miracle, I think. And something is beautiful because you're a living miracle. And then the drums hit boom. Oh. Yeah. Anyways, there's probably footage somewhere online of that. Or maybe not, I don't know. But yeah, they became super huge. I think Dan is the only person in the band from that era, but I've seen every version of them throughout the years.
Well, I mean, he's the anchor of the band even now. Like, one of my employees, actually, he taught the drummer for Imagine Dragons or something. He was at drum school. I don't know.
Berkeley? Because there's Daniel Platzman, who was a drummer on a lot of things. And I think... filling in is not their original drummer, but the drummer right after, or maybe my friend.
Drummers and bands. But anyway, I don't know I can't remember the details on it, but you can ask Adam, who works in the Orem store. Okay. If you're ever in there for a rental, just be like, yo, Adam, tell me about your Imagine Dragons drummer experience.
Well, kind of like...
he's a drummer.
Oh, really?
He works in bands and he plays for around town and stuff. That's cool. He used to teach at a drum school.
I was in an Imagine Dragons music video.
Were you?
Yeah.
What did you do?
I'm a hippie.
Was the one that was Corey directed?
Matt Easton directed it.
Okay.
I mean,
Corey's like does art stylist.
Corey does a stylist. So Corey, I wore Corey's clothes in it.
He's doing Benson Boone's music videos now.
Yeah.
And they're amazing. Like they're so good.
Yeah.
He won a VMA award, Matt Easton.
Yeah.
Anyway, so
Matt Easton
he's a client of mine.
Matt Easton and I were on a basketball team together.
Oh, well, he'd be a good people at basketball team. He's tall. He played for Timpview too. He was like good.
We were called the Utah Browns. It was it was still UVSC at the time.
Yeah.
It was a UVSC intramural team. I never actually showed up to any of the games. And because it was kind of like
we'd win everything with him.
Yeah.
I mean, he's like 6'8" or something.
Well, it was like a joke team, like really like a spectacle and like a goof off thing.
So it's like a comedy thing. Well, he won Mr. UVU, which is like a beauty pageant, but it's like a comedy thing. So he's funny.
Yeah,
and he's like. Yeah.
And so this predates my time in Divine Comedy. We did this. I was 21. I was like way younger than everybody. But there was another team that wanted to kind of be funnier than the Utah Browns.
Yeah.
And it was the final game of the season. And the one game I showed up to was the game. Like, I remember showing up and like the other team was like wearing goof off stuff, like, wearing backwards hats or whatever, super baggy shorts and just being silly. And we walked in wearing suits and rolled out a TV ratchet strapped down to a stand, and made a press conference announcement forfeiting, and seeing everybody get so mad at all of us. and I also remember because Matt sent this to me like last year, because I was like, where's that video that we played at that thing? Because the previous game, our friend James, he was the team manager. He ran out onto the court mid-game and started choking two of the other opposing players.
Leonard, were they in on the joke?
No.
Oh, this wasn't a joke. This was just like rage.
Yeah. Well, no, he was joking, but like they weren't.
That's not a joke when you assault somebody. I'm joking. Ha ha ha. But you're punching somebody. Yeah. It's just a joke. I just punched you.
But I remember in the because he wasn't allowed to come back, and so.
Yeah, that would get you banned, I think.
Well, but I wasn't there either, but I had heard about it because I lived with all the guys, like not all the guys, but like everybody that I lived with was on the team, and they're like, "Oh yeah, this just happened." I'm like, "Oh," and so it showed up for the forfeiture, and in the press conference thing, it's just a picture of James, and it just says live via satellite on the TV, and you hear the audio of him saying. I'm not proud of this. Simply put, I choked a man.
That is so funny. I love it. I mean, if I were there, he should have told him. He should have gone up like, just I'm going to do this bit, and you can just sell it like this or whatever. I don't know. But it's good they didn't punch him back, huh?
Yeah. But there were a lot of people that I think were on that team throughout the years. I was just there for the last. I showed up for team pictures and for the forfeiting at the end. Because I was. Like I didn't have a car, so I couldn't really I had to rely on people to give me a ride over there. Yeah. And I also was working at the movie theater. I worked at the Provo Town Center Cinemark at that time. It was great. Good memories, No,
those are a lot of fun. Well, and also you showed the beginning of your comedy career. Well, anyway, is there anything you want to bring up or any new projects you've coming out or working on? Or I mean, I know that's pressure. People ask me that.
So we've been doing... As JK Studios, we've been doing more live performances and stuff.
Oh, yeah, you have that live performance. Yeah. Do you write new material for that?
Yeah, it's all new material and stuff. So going back to the roots, a return to form of when we were younger. Yeah. And so we have a show coming up in Arizona, I think in August. And then we have another show or so, or two coming up in Utah, and I think one in Denver and another one in Vegas, and we're just trying to get to get the band back together, so to speak.
That's awesome.
And
and a live audience is a lot more. I mean, it's a lot more fun, right? You can interact. You can see what they're responding to, and
yeah. Well, there's the thing. Like, I love filming things.
Yeah,
like filming things on a set, and I love performing live. I didn't love filming live things because you don't have when something's live. I mean, I didn't hate it either, but when something is live, there's like the essence of like, okay, it's happening. If something goes wrong, we just go through it,
Yeah.
And it's like, that's what it is. When you're filming stuff like on a set with like a single camera, like, oh, we're going to go till we get it again. But when you're filming something live and stuff, the luxury of like, you don't get the luxury of either of those things.
Yeah, that's true. It's like the worst of both worlds.
It's a double-edged sword of like, oh, you really have to.
And it's permanent.
Yeah. And so there's just a lot added pressure. And it's not that like you want to phone it in on either, any of those things, but there's like it's just a different thing.
Yeah.
A different beast altogether.
No, so performing live, I mean, to me, it's like live performance is a way to kind of work through things.
Yeah, it's like a
you
workshop
can take greater risks.
Yeah,
because you feel, like, well, let's just do this. And
it's
if it
like
totally
the last
doesn't work,
crowd didn't respond to this. I'm going to try this line instead.
Yeah.
I'm going to try something else. So yeah, there's that. So if anybody listening or has any desire to do that,
check out, where do you guys advertise your performances, your live performances?
My guess is go to jkstudios.com to find it.
Oh yeah,
or follow me on social media.
Do you guys have Instagram? Jeremy, how many followers do you have? You got like 80,000?
No, 40.
40,000. Yeah. So Jeremy has his own personal Instagram page.
Yeah, you can follow me at Warner Jeremy.
Warner Jeremy.
It's like
like the Warner Brothers.
Yeah,
of Warner Brothers fame.
So there's that. You keep track of
what you're doing.
Yeah, and then just trying to get some other projects off the ground right now. So
well, that's great.
Doing commercials.
Again, if you made it to the end, like and subscribe. It just takes a little bit. Click, you're done. All right. Thanks for coming, Jeremy. Check us out. Check out our other podcast. We're getting actually a good back catalog. Feel bad. I launched the podcast with the producer of Napoleon Dynamite, which is a really good podcast.
With Jeremy Kuhn.
Yeah, Jeremy Kuhn.
Have you seen his Star Wars holiday special?
Yeah. We interviewed about it. Yeah.
He's great. I'll be,
It's a great interview, but
I obviously didn't watch it because I asked.
It's the first. Because it's the first. Oh, you didn't?
Well, yeah. Well, I just asked you about it, so I didn't know. So
no. Yeah, you should watch it.
Yeah.
And honestly, you should Google. Like, I didn't know about the Star Wars Christmas episode until he did the documentary on it, and I watched it. Like it's YouTube,
called a Disturbance in the Force, right?
Oh, that's the name of his documentary, which is phenomenal.
But the Star Wars holiday special.
Yeah, he's got Donny Osmond in it, and it's a phenomenally great documentary. But also the actual Star Wars thing, Star Wars made for TV movie Christmas special. Watch it. It is so weird. It is so weird. My favorite part is there's like little aliens dancing while a Wookiee child overlooks them. It's like 70s style.
Oh, like in.
It's like an acid trip 70s special effects.
Like the Child Empress in Dune?
Yeah, kind of. Like, hello. And it's just so weird. Like the whole time, the whole basic premise of the Christmas special is the Wookiee who works with Han Solo. Chewbacca, that's his name. Chewbacca is trying to get home for Christmas and his Wookiee family's waiting for him. And
his son's name is Lumpy.
Yeah. A series of skits. His Lumpy is the main character. And it's just kind of his mask isn't well designed, so it's kind of expressionless. So it's just kind of lumpy, like going around different places.
And it doesn't have the especially when it's all Wookiees, they don't have the benefit of the human being that's there as the audience surrogate to be the understanding person and to move the conversation forward so you know what's happening.
And it's just a flat mask.
Yeah.
And it's also, you've never seen Chewbacca's family before. Han Solo makes a brief, played by Harrison Ford, makes a brief appearance in it, but that's like the only connection to the movies or anything. But anyway, it's so surreally weird. It's definitely entertaining at this point.
I've never actually watched it, but I've seen the documentary.
Oh yeah. Yeah, no, Jeremy Kuhn does great documentaries. Check out his podcast. It's our first one. It doesn't have many views, but it's got a good amount, but it should way more for what he's done with his career.
Watch the Jeremy Kuhn podcast.
Watch the Jeremy Kuhn podcast.
After watching the Jeremy Warner one.
There we go.
Or do it in reverse.
The Jeremy and Jeremy. Yeah, there we go.
I took his order at Guru's once in college when I worked there.
There you go. Was this right during the Napoleon phenom?
It was after. It was like 2008 or 7.
Yeah, so he's big, yeah.
So I think he was working on Sasquatch Gang.
Yeah.
With
I was in Slam Dance with him for Sasquatch. So we kind of went through that process.
So you know Tim?
Yeah, Tim. Yeah.
Great.
No, it was an interesting experience. Yeah. Like we'd see each other at parties. Of course, he was like the big Napoleon guy, and I was like just a guy with my first short. But it was.
Did Jeremy work on?
He congratulated how much press coverage I got. I am proud of that. In a way, weirdly, I got more local press coverage than him.
Yeah, I mean, film festivals. It's a roll of the dice.
It is, yeah.
But like, it's an honor to just be there. Like, it's really cool to just,
Oh, it's a blast.
To be in it. To have accomplished something.
No, and that's something he pointed out. He's been at a bunch of film festivals at this point. He says, I really wish in the beginning, I would just enjoyed the process of being at a film festival more rather than always looking what I can get out of it.
Yeah, I mean.
I can see that.
Especially like in life, man. I've just been trying to enjoy what's in front of me.
Oh, yeah.
So, especially, I'm getting older and my friends are dying, so.
There you go. You got to enjoy every minute. Your friends are dying. What are you, like mid-30s? You're like not that old. But yeah, no, it's true. People are dying. It's weird. To me, it's weird. Like I showed up to my 20-year high school reunion. How many people had died? It's like a lot.
In 20 years?
20 years, yeah. Well, generally drugs. But yeah, a significant amount of people had died.
There were a lot of child deaths when I lived in Idaho and South Dakota. None of them were ever self-inflicted or, but like there were a lot of like just freak accidents.
Yeah.
Like a kid drowned in a grain elevator, suffocated. There were some friends that got hit in like a car accident, and they like two people lived. No, actually, no. 2 of them died. 1 lived. And then just freak accidents and stuff. I remember there was a girl. This is a downer, I guess. She died she had a heart defect and she died in open heart surgery.
There you go. So life is shorter than you think. Seize the day. Hate to end on a downer, but watch the other podcasts. They're all really good. And this was a great one with Jeremy, but thanks for coming. All right.
Thanks.
Okay. We'll see you.